Mahatma Gandhi once said that the future depends on what you do today. And this is what brings us to the third and final seminar of the series, New India, Architects of Tomorrow. This is an aspirational conversation that brings together leaders working towards the India of the future, an economic powerhouse that is resilient in the face of crises, uses resources efficiently, and distributes value equitably.
The Prime Minister set a target of 360,000 megawatts of new energy capacity just out of renewables in the next 10 years, which is equal to India's entire installed capacity of power that exists today. The second data point really comes from the government's national infrastructure pipeline that they've put together. Fully 10% of that is only investments in renewable energy. And about a quarter are totally our investments in the energy space and particularly in the power sector. What we need to do to attract capital is obviously to provide reasonable rates of return on a predictable basis, and we need to provide a stable policy environment. That is very critical because anybody who comes in is not just going to make a one-off investment. They're going to want to have the ability of making continued investments. The second thing that we require, which is very, very critical to our sector, which is that we need to reform the distribution companies in India, because that's a part of our value chain that meets the customers from where money is collected. And if that part of the value chain is broken, which it is right now, then we will never have that money go into different parts of the back end part of the value chain.
When Sumant talked about this renewable target, to me, that's an enormous opportunity. It needs a place to go. One of the most opportune places to send that energy is to the batteries of electric vehicles, for example, or other clean fueled vehicles. Many of us who live in cities of India now recognize what an environment where air pollution is down looks like. And those batteries of electric vehicles, therefore, also displace oil that we need to import. Electric vehicles for the market may not be the lowest hanging fruit, but it's still an important opportunity for India. And it's an opportunity that everyone else in the world is looking at. And therefore, by us investing in it, we can catch up or perhaps be ahead of the rest of the world and how we deploy it.
To come back to the crisis that we're in, before the COVID pandemic hit us, 2020 was looking set to be the super year for climate and environmental action. This is going to be the most defining decade of whether we can save the world or not. There are multiple factors that define a company in its sustainability journey, be it risk management, be the investor agenda, as I mentioned, regulations, consumer demand, newer markets. What do you think has been the strongest case for Indian businesses?
Actually, all of them contribute towards looking at doing the right thing and doing the right thing at scale. But one of the reasons why we are able to join programs like Science-Based Targets and take on other ambitious climate goals is that a lot of alternatives in the form of technology are becoming available for organizations to achieve the goals that they commit themselves to. Renewable energy is becoming more and more popular. Energy efficiency technologies are available. There are a lot of people who we will have to take along by showing them that joining the Science-Based Target program can actually be great for their business and their organization.
Frankly, we still see only the large companies, and these are just the outliers, the ones who are there already on the panel and some of the names that we know. We actually are missing the broad-based action. We really need a lot more companies to start doing this, and it's tough. We believe that if we really want this transformation to happen, a lot of the large companies need to work with their suppliers, work with the MSME sector, which really needs help. It needs to be brought down to their level. And I think one more thing that we need to do, and I think it's beginning to happen, is really when investors start to demand, disclosures.
I think in the conversation of collaboration, we also need to figure out how to allow things to trickle up from the bottom. India has solutions that I think are domestic, natural, and haven't been adulterated by the way that industrialization globally has picked up, and we should find a way to include those as well.
Indian business and society must invest in tackling climate change, a systems issue. We have the potential to be leaders and to show the world the right way of doing this. It's an opportunity for us all to help India lead the path into a new world. There is so much to be done, and we hope you will all join us.